Hello and welcome. My name is Red Boot, and welcome to this Let's Play of Panzer Campaigns Kursk 1943. This is the third video in the series, and we are just starting our fourth turn. You can see that we've got 1 out of 9 HQs out of command, which affects their ability to command units. I don't know which one that is yet. We'll find out as we move through the turn. 5 units of artillery unavailable, which is not great. I think it was 3 last time. Uh, 1 unit low on ammo. This is one of the most important. 3 units undisrupted out of 8 checked, which is really not that good. I won't run through all of these. We did clear some mining and mine obstacles. I believe mostly mines of the engineers that moved up onto them. So that will be helpful. Although my main priority is to blow anti-tank ditches. So let's take a look at our resources. First of all, I want to take a look at the victory. I believe last time we were down 80 something. We're down 98. So we actually continued to take some ugly losses, and we're on game turn 4. So we better start skedaddling here in order to win this scenario. So let's take a look at where we are in terms of the Soviets on the front line. No disruptions over here. We did get a disruption here last turn, which is held. This hex is now ours for the taking. So we'll get 100 points this turn from that. Got a disruption here, a disruption here, a disruption here. The Soviets don't recover very well. So our center looks good. But the tanks are just really unable to break through because of the anti-tank ditches. Do have some engineers up to blow the anti-tank ditches, so hopefully that will change on this turn. All right, so we'll start with the 167th Infantry, and let's see what kind of air assets we have. 2 recon air assets. I'm not particularly interested in that, so that's not going to help with bunker busting this turn. So we got a. I thought we had a disruption here. I guess we didn't. So we're gonna take these 3 stugs and we're going to fire here in hopes of getting a disrupt, and we did. That's great. So before we do anything more, I might as well take the same group of stugs and try to just get a disruption over here. Are there any tank ditches over here? There are, but my infantry is already on foot. So we've got a disruption here. So, unfortunately, I can't assault with infantry from this hex because he's disrupted. Can't assault with infantry from this hex because he's disrupted. So I'm going to have to assault with him. So let's go ahead and do that. And I moved him out of the way. We'll move this disrupted unit up. And that's all we can do. You cannot move from zone of control to zone of control. So I really need to get a 3 hex gap in order to really exploit it. And that's going to be tough. All right, infantry units, engineering units rather. I've got 3 down here, and I've got anti-tank ditches all around here. So I'm going to move my engineers here and here. I'll move my headquarters up a little bit. All right, artillery. Hopefully we can get a lucky disrupt on this unit. And I'll try this artillery unit to do the same. And no luck. So the problem obviously with the 167th is we've got very few assets to break bunkers and to try to get a breakthrough that way. Uh, Although this is probably not a good idea, I'm tempted to try to take one of these bunkers by assault. I can move this unit up here. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm going to attempt to take this bunker by assault, which is very difficult to do, but I'm going to do it with both of these units, and we'll see if we get lucky. We didn't. We took 13-man loss. They took a 5-man loss. I'm not going to attempt it with this one because he's behind a stream, and I think it's just more likely that I'm going to take big losses. And this bunker is going to be tough to take because it's got 3 dudes in it right now. So this is going to be tough. So let's attempt to get a. Let's use these martyrs here to attempt to get a disrupt here. We don't get it. And I've got another disrupted unit there. So I've got a fair number of disrupted units. I guess on the plus side, I can start to move these engineers into position. And get rid of some of these anti-tank ditches. This unit's going to move up onto the minefields. This unit here, well, let's see how we do breaking through here. I don't know what else is around here, so I'm not sure how far I can move up. First of all, this engineering unit, I believe, can take down an anti-tank ditch. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take him off of clearing mine duty. I'm going to go damage bridge or anti-tank ditch. This brings up a dialogue asking me which one I want to take out, and it's the one directly ahead of me, so up. And you see a little explosion dialogue there, which indicates that that ditch has been blown. So I can move my tanks up there now. I might be able to surround this unit. In fact, I think I can. Yes, I can. I'm gonna. Before I go anywhere, I'm gonna move over to the Gross Deutschland division, and I'm going to blow this ditch in front of me. And move all of my tanks up to here. That will enable me to surround this unit. And I've got a little bit of movement left, so I'm going to take a pot shot at him. Now that unit cannot escape now. And so I should score some big points by assaulting it. So I'm going to attempt to do that. And you'll see that I lost 5 men and took 127. So we're finally starting to get some points here. And if I go to info, victory, we'll see that I've gone to negative 94. I'm obviously can take this 100 here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I've got a broken unit in front of me. That's the unit that busted and broke out of there before. Let's see what we can do about. I've blown this trench, so I'm going to move this tank up. Looks like there's another anti-tank ditch here. Oh, no, there's not. You just can't move up there. Movement allowance exceeded. All right, he'll move here. I can't move from enemy zone of control to enemy zone of control, so there must be an enemy up here that is blocking my ability to move any further. I'd love to be able to move him to one of these 2 hexes, but the AI won't let me, or the uh, terrain won't let me. So I'm going to move him here. Oh, stacking limitations. All right, so he's just going to be able to move to there, I guess. And since we can't do anything else, we'll fire on him. All right, now, can we surround this guy? Would be nice, but it doesn't look like we can. Now, since these are green movement allowances, that means I have enough movement points to assault. So I'm going to assault here, even though generally assaulting only with tanks on infantry is not a good idea. Because this infantry is disrupted, I should be okay and should be able to do a lot of damage. And you can see it was no effect for me, and I took 39 of his men out. So he's getting low on guys here. And if we look at the our victory conditions, we see that we're now up 11 points. We're on our way to victory. Don't know if I'm going to have time, but we shall see. Here we are in our 4th turn out of 9. Now, this guy's disrupted. I'd love to be able to surround him. So I think what I'm going to try to do is assault this guy first and then move around this guy's flank. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we'll see. Yeah. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. I'm going to assault with one of these units here. And did some nice damage. And then my hope is that I can move him up 1 and assault. I can. All right, so can I cut off retreat? Can move him to here. But I can't quite cut off the retreat, so I'm going to assault here and just try to do some damage, but unfortunately he's going to be able to retreat. And where are these? All right, so I've got an anti-tank ditch blown there. This guy is going to blow an anti-tank ditch. And I can move the Panthers through. And they're going to assault here. And I've completely destroyed them. So I've got a nice breakthrough here now. Now can I exploit that with these tigers? Ugh. I moved them onto a minefield. Oh. I didn't have a choice. Okay, so these engineers are going to move up onto the minefield. All right, these Panthers. Anti-tank ditch. Anti-tank ditches everywhere. All right, so let's move over to the 3rd Panzer Division. And this bunker's tough, but let's give it a go. It's not even a bunker, it's a pillbox, which is even worse. All right. Oh, I got a disruption. All right, so I got lucky. I got a disruption on the infantry. Now let's try to get a disruption on the guns. The guns can still hold a pillbox pretty effectively, so I am going to attempt an assault here because I disrupted the infantry, but the guns are perfectly capable of holding, so let's give it a shot. Oh, they cannot move into the terrain because they're not on foot. So we'll put them on foot. And take some opportunity fire and assault. And we didn't make it. Let's attempt the same with these guys. Put them on foot. Attempt an assault. No luck. Do I have guys here? I do. They're out of ammo, which does not bode well for their assault value. But we're still going to give it a shot because we don't really have much time in this game, and we failed. We'll move these guys up. All right, the engineer units. Yeah, the engineer units just aren't fast enough, and so we finally next turn will be able to get rid of the anti-tank ditches in this sector, and that'll help. So let's see if we can get a lucky break. I should have done this before with artillery, even though it's highly unlikely. All right. Let's go through the artillery dialogue. See if we can do some damage. Mostly at this stage, I'm not trying to get disruptions. I'm just going to try to get some damage done on these units. That'll score me a few points. It's so unlikely that you get disruptions on units and bunkers that at this stage, with now having a breakthrough in the center, I don't see a lot of value, except in this case where I'm only able to fire on these units in the bunkers, so maybe I'll get lucky. And no luck yet. One more unit. Okay, let's see what we have for air. 2 recons. I think we had looked at that before. And how are we doing on time? 17 minutes in. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the computer turn. Well, let's see what else I want to do. I guess we'll move these recon units up a little bit in hopes that we're actually going to be able to get a breakthrough. Starting to break through in the center here, so I feel optimistic about this 500, but I'm not feeling optimistic about some of the rest of it. So we'll have to see if we're able to get through with tanks. But I see other anti-tank ditches up here, so I think it's going to be more of the same as we get through. But we'll see. So all right, let's go ahead and end the turn. See, we've revealed some more minefields, so there's obviously a second line of defense up here. I believe I saw one disruption in here. All right. Well, we broke one unit. That's good. Another disruption down here. All right, air units available. Only 1 out of 9 HQs out of command. 3 units undisrupted or unbroken out of 7, so that's a little bit better. We're down to 4 disrupted units, and I won't run through the whole dialogue. That's sort of the most important stuff. So where are we on victory conditions? We've scored 19 points so far. With 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 turns left, right? Okay, so we've got some work to do. Let's start with the 167th. No disruption there. No disruption there. 1 disruption out of 3 there. Boy, this is tough. Tough with just infantry and no tanks. So, let's see. Well, I think my best bet is to try to get this guy out of here. So I'm going to take my 3 tanks and fire on him and hope to get a disruption. And I did. My first shot. Very nice. So let's go ahead and assault this hex. Before I do that, no, I'm going to go ahead and assault. All right, so we've got a 3 hex wide breach. I believe there's a ditch in front of us here, so I'm going to use one of these infantry units to take out that ditch. So we'll clear his mine operation, and we'll blow that ditch. And that enables me to bring these Stugs through. I'll bring 1, 2, 3, including the disrupted one. Can I move the disrupted one? Movement allowance exceeded because of the disruption. Okay. The question now is what I'm going to do with these Stugs. They're supposed to be supporting the 167th, so I think I will move 1 here. Oh, they can't move any further. I thought they could. All right. So I'm going to leave this infantry unit clearing these mines. Even though we've moved the tanks through, except for the disrupted tanks. These guys can't move any further. Okay, so I guess the best thing to do would be to take the artillery, with the exception of the unavailable unit, and try to get another disruption over here. Getting unlikely. And we'll try, oh, he's unavailable. Move the HQ unit up. What I'm trying to think of here is I guess I'm gonna move these Stugs to the right, and the objective being this 250, and try to get some flanking going on. That's going to be tough in 5 turns, but I don't really see any alternative. I've taken this 100. The Stugs are not going to be effective or helpful in taking this 500 because we've got plenty of forces in here to do that. So I think we're just going to continue to try to peck away at these 3 bunkered units and get this 250 by moving along this flank. So basically means I'm done at this stage with the 167th, I believe. Yeah. Can't move that engineering unit up. Can't move that disrupted tank up. Clearing mines with the other engineering unit. You know, rather than clearing mines with this engineering unit, I think what I'm going to do is bring him up here. And that's as far as he can go for now. But bring him up. It doesn't really do any good for me to clear the mines down here because there's nobody left to come through them. And I think it looks like there's some anti-tank ditches up here, and there may be some over here. So I'd rather have him available to clear anti-tank ditches if something else comes up. So that's the 167th for you. Shall I try an assault? I guess I can. So let's try a massive assault on this hex here with all 3 of these units. Oh, exceeds stacking limitations. Well, let's try with 2 of them anyway. And I win. Okay, 50 men versus 3, so that's good. So we'll move him up and take some medicine there. A little bit of opportunity fire. And then we'll do the same with these guys, although again, we're moving across a stream. So boy, I got smucked. Wow, 46 to 9. So that might not have been wise. So that's the 167th. Okay, moving to the 11th rather. And I think I'll just go to the 11th, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a break in this video. So we'll do one half of the battlefield first. So the 11th first. And I believe we have some other anti-tank dishes up here. An anti-tank unit. I wonder if I have he's in a bunker. All right, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. I'm going to think about this a little bit. I've got a crying cat looking to get outside, so I'm going to take care of him. We're 26 minutes into this video, so we'll cut this one a little bit short. The 167th is done, so we'll do the 11th, the 3rd, and the Gross Deutschland in the next video. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.